Let me just fix that. Sorry about that, everybody. That was so bizarre. Let me see what's wrong. My thing.
Too late, I'm afraid this flower's already dead. Me sitting as I was with blossoms in full bloom. Never a chance to pause with magic to consume. A shadow walked behind me, offering his hand, but couldn't understand. He said, "Oh Mary, contrary, how does your garden grow? Come with me, and you'll be the silver flame in the row." My answer was laughter, soft as I lowered my head. You're too late, I'm afraid this flower's already dead. Scattering petals down the road without an end. Left on the battleground for one I called my friend. Maybe he loved me as he took me by the hand. I'm trying to understand.
I said, "Oh Mary, contrary, how does your garden grow? Stay with me, I can't see anywhere that we could go." Their answer was laughter as darkness swallowed them up. One more time, I'll be fine. Sometimes calmness is enough.
Oh Mary, contrary, how does your garden grow? Don't leave me, please don't be the silver flame in the row. My answer, a whisper, soft as he lowered his head. Set them free, I'm sorry, this flower's already dead.
For years, I felt stuck between long hours at work and the daily grind. I just didn't have the time or energy to focus on my health.
Till I found TrimRx. They offer
A glance at your phone is the same as this.
Back in the ancient stone age of cable television, during the breaks between the very educational programs I would watch, there were commercials. Now, 95% of the time, you would probably see regular commercials, like this, or this, maybe even this. You know, ads that are trying to sell you a product. However, outside of all those adverts, there were... this website sucks. Very few commercials that wouldn't try selling you a product. Rather, it tries to make you a better person. A commercial that is designed to keep you and everyone around you safe from any harmful behavior. PSAs. PSAs, public service announcements, are ads that are supposed to spark a message, spread awareness of sore subjects that you or someone you know might be taking a part of. To sum it up, the ad usually wants to prevent people from texting while driving, smoking, bullying, etc. Basically, they're trying to stop you from doing all the fun things in life. But honestly, you should have known better if you were driving while I'm on the road. Everyone knows I'm on my phone the entire time trying to look for the perfect song to play on the yacht. It's not my fault you guys put a school zone over there. But ignore my charges. Most of these PSAs were pretty informative and helpful. Not for me, but definitely for other people out there. Because the main theme I've noticed that's being pushed in all of these PSAs I've seen is fear. Almost every PSA I've ever seen shows a disturbing reality, seeing the consequences of people's actions, all because they were doing something they weren't supposed to do, or because they wanted a cheap thrill. Example, those anti-smoking ads always rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I personally like it fast and done in seconds. And I'm talking about the ones that would be mad quiet and they would be filming an old person in their house with lung cancer. I did not like those ads. Not because it was sad, but because it was so awkward to watch. You know, when watching them, it felt like I was at a retirement home, you know what I mean? And then make it even worse, you can never understand anything they were saying because they always had those Daft Punk voice boxes in their neck. It's so awkward, bro. And to top it all off, the commercial would always end with them dying. Like, with no fail. The commercial would always end like... It's even funnier that most of these PSAs would only play on children's channels. Cause those are the only channels I was watching back then. Like, I'll just be watching SpongeBob, then commercial break comes and now they tell me not to do crack. Great. Now I'm gonna do it just to spite you. And I'm not saying all these PSAs are bad. It's just that there are some that are unintentionally funny. Some of these ads just come off as goofy. Like, you can't take them seriously. Like that classic Michael Jordan one where he's talking like Mike Tyson the entire time.
You got at least 3/4 of your life to go. That's 3 more lifetimes to you.
And the more classic Mario one where he tells kids that you will be doomed for all of eternity if you touch a blunt.
Because drugs can kill. And if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die.
Although that one was great, my personal favorite Mario one was from the ending of that one Mario cartoon episode where Bowser's kids changed the color of the mushroom people to make them all racist against each other. And it works. Even Mario and Luigi turned racist. And right after a whole race war was about to start, Princess Peach was like, hey yo, don't do this. And they said, okay. And then everyone comes to find out that Bowser's Koopalings are responsible for changing everyone's color and manipulating them this whole time. Damn Koopas, always wanting and spreading violence. You know, even though they only make up 13%, anyways, they all learn not to be racist to themselves. And they also learn that it's not about the color of their skin, but it's about the content of their character. Unless they're Koopas. After a lesson learned, Luigi asked the hard-hitting question.
Think they'll ever learn that lesson in the real world? Yeah, when humans get as smart as mushrooms.
Well, in that case, if Mario doesn't even believe in us, then we might as well go all out. Go berserk. I know this is not really a PSA, but it's a PSA type lesson throughout the entire episode. Like, remember those PSA episodes they had in kids shows back in the day that were mostly about stopping bullying? I hated them. Don't tell me what to do. I've also seen those PSAs where the message flies over your head. It's so vague that you can't even tell what it's trying to say, or at least kids wouldn't understand the message.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Wait, that's it? This is not enough info, bro. And what if I like fried eggs? You're basically telling me I'm gonna have a delicious time. And there are some ads that were just completely out of pocket. Like, they would not hold back in any kind of way just to prevent you from doing something. Like, I've seen some PETA PSAs. Yeah, PETA, the people that really care about animals, they be making some weird PSAs, man. Like, I just seen one that equates domestic violence and bullying to killing a fish. Bro, what is this ad? What am I supposed to feel? Guilt? If you wanted me to feel guilty, you should have chose a better animal. Like a fish? But who cares about a fish? I don't care about their screams. They taste delicious. You should have chose a dog or a hamster. Like, I would have felt bad for that. But a fish? Fuck fish! all fish could be made into fish sticks or Swedish fish, whatever they make fish out of, and I'll still eat them. They all look goofy anyway. And I also found this other PETA ad, and the beginning of it is just common gold.
When I grow up, I want to be as strong as my dad.
Like, come on. You did that on purpose. Ain't no way. But the worst PSA is just could be made into fish sticks or Swedish fish, whatever they make fish out of, and I'll still eat them. They all look goofy anyway. And I also found this other PETA ad, and the beginning of it is just common gold.
When I grow up, I want to be as strong as my dad.
Like, come on. You did that on purpose. Ain't no way. But the worst PSA I've seen yet was astounding. It had my jaw on the ground like a cartoon character. Like, I found this very real PSA from 1992 by the PDFA saying that doing drugs is equivalent to slavery. Drugs is the new...
Hair like this doesn't just happen. It's a time-of-flight sensor, protecting hair from extreme heat damage. A Dyson Hyperdymium motor spinning at 110,000 RPM, and air jets straightening with precision. It's 20,000 hours of airflow simulation, engineered sound...
Slavery.
Almost 400 years ago, African Americans were brought to this continent in chains. Stripped of their dignity, torn from their families, they never surrendered till they were free. Don't dishonor them by becoming a slave to heroin, cocaine, and crack. Make no mistake, drug abuse is the new slavery.
This is... Who thought this was a good idea? Who did this? Who approved of this? Like, this ad had to go through teams, multiple teams of people, and every one of them said, yeah, nothing wrong here, this is great. I can only imagine them saying, like, yeah, this is the one. This is the one that will stop kids from doing the Zaza or whatever they say these days, especially those chocolate people. I mean, we're just trying to help them not be stupid. That's how I like to imagine it happened. But they probably used a different word other than chocolate people. This ad is just insane, and PSAs like the ones I just showed, I don't think will prevent anyone from smoking or being racist. Honestly, the only thing that will stop me from sparking up is if I were to see, I don't know, King Batch rapping about not smoking on a PSA. But that doesn't exist, man. That will never happen.
Let's swipe that. Smoking wine.
Oh my God.
Let's swipe that.
Smoking all stealthy?
It can't be. Even though I went over a few janky PSAs, most PSAs are actually really good and deliver its message quite effectively. Let me put it like this. PSAs are a different breed. Most of the time they usually come out as a Dachshund, Golden Retriever, or Corgi. But sometimes they come out as a Chihuahua, or whatever these things are. You know what I mean? Anyways, I've said my piece here. You get the gist. I'm in love with you, and in conclusion, smoke everything. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me.
Lady, whatever you're selling, I ain't buying, yo.
Well, my name is Skylar White, yo. My husband is Walter White, yo.
What do the IRS, fake charities, and resellers have in common? They're all going to hell. They're all gonna burn. But they also take advantage of you for your money. They are leeches. They are parasites. They are mosquitoes. They try their best to take as much money from you as they possibly can. In other words, I don't pay taxes. But what if these pocket watchers took the form of an individual? A person with the same intent of stealing as much cash from you as if they're gonna give you a good time. But they're not gonna give you a good time. They stole your chain! I'm talking scammers. I know they ain't the same thing, but I just hate the IRS and resellers so much. So, scamming. One of the least respectable occupations out there, right next to the TSA employees. No one likes them. They're a lot like snakes in the grass, searching for prey, and once they find an easy target, they snatch and grab a hold of your wallet and disappear into the night. Scams could take many forms. They could come as fake street games, fake emails, fake clothes that you bought that you thought was legit. Also, there's those fake bot comments on Instagram that just say, DM me now, you won. And I'm just like, what did I win? But I ain't win nothing. They just won my bank account. It's tragic, man, and scamming be happening all the time. Over $5.8 billion was lost last year due to scams alone. And I think this is happening because these scammers are finding new, never before seen ways to scam other people. Like, they can't call people no more. All of our phones have that scam likely feature that pop up when they call. So we're not gonna answer the phone, so they gotta think of something new. So what else is there to do? That's right, fake email receipts. I almost fell for this the first time I saw it, cause I knew I didn't buy shit. So I checked the money in my bank and it was all there. So I knew this was a lie. That's how convincing some of these scams are nowadays. They can trick.
Premier Crew Rich Cream targets all signs of aging, wrinkles, dark spots, volume. Its longevity patent and a new natural origin pumping filler reactivate your skin's youth mechanism. And after one jar, skin looks 4 years younger. Premier Crew by Caudalie.
You could be vaping formaldehyde, which is used in taxidermy.
Oh dear.
What?
Formaldehyde. Oh dear.
What? I knew it. Oh dear, oh dear. What?
Are you an elk? I don't know what I am.
Anybody. Hell, apps are promoting scams, like those YouTube bumper ads that say, get $750 free from Cash App. And then when you do it, you have $750 missing from your Cash App. Kids, if an ad says they're gonna give you free money, it's a scam. Don't trust it. I learned this the hard way. I remember one time I was walking down the street in an alley, and then a man approached me saying he's gonna give me free Arby's, and I was like, hell yeah. And then for the next week, I couldn't sit down. My ass hurt. And those fake scam survey ads where it says you can make hundreds of dollars by doing one survey. Oh my God, I was addicted to these as a kid because I wanted to get that money. I had my mind on my money and my money on my mind, bro. I was stacking paper. And I took so many surveys, so many on multiple apps. And these surveys were long. It took like 15 to 20 minutes to complete each one. And after I finished 50 or so, the app was finally like, congratulations, you're now eligible for the rewards. And I was all like, finally, oh yeah, here comes the money. And when I clicked on the rewards I could get, these rewards were dog water, all of them. They just had gift cards for places that I don't even shop at. I've spent hours and days doing these surveys, and all I can get is a $5 Radio Shack gift card? Where the hell do I find a Radio Shack? And what can I get for $5? A pack of gum? They scammed me out of my time. Same to those scam pinball games. You know those apps where you have to reach a certain number before you get the rewards? And right before you hit that number, they stop giving you points, so you're never gonna reach it. Man, whoever makes those games, I mean, I believe in human rights for everybody, but if you make those games, you should be outside picking my cotton, not gonna lie. But where am I going with this? Like, you and I both know that scammers are pieces of garbage. They're the type of people to scam a starving family of their life savings, leaving them homeless. And they don't care. They only think about the bread they just made. They're horrible people. Terrible. They're going to hell. But even though I hate the act of scamming, I sometimes see scammers as evil but smart businessmen. Like, I hate you, but you're making that bread. Let me explain. Scamming is a hustle. Not a respectable one, but it is kind of a skill if you do it correctly. Like, if you're a scammer still doing the Nigerian prince thing, you fell off like ISIS. Nobody falls for that no more. You deserve to go to prison. Scamming is a skill. And if you scam in a way that has yet to been done before, or you found a loophole to accessing money legally, then taking it illegally, like those kind of scammers are smart. Take this British fellow, Elliot Castro. At 16, he lied his way to working at a mobile company. Then, with his customers' credit cards, he would call their banks acting like them, saying he lost their card, and then had it sent over to his address. He stole $3 million worth of money from these customers until he got caught and was sent to a Canadian prison. One of the worst places on this planet Earth. Probably even worse than dropping my black ass off at a Cracker Barrel. But here's where the crazy part happens. While locked up, he hated it. As expected, you know, it's Canadian prison. So he planned an escape. So he called his prison and pretended to be the British embassy, saying, "Oi! And then the Canadian prison actually believed it. They just said, oh, okay. They brought Elliot a plane ticket and escorted him to the airport, but not to his flight to Britain, because they assumed guards would be waiting for him anyway. They let him go take his flight, and now he's back at England, no guards waiting for him. He's a free man now. This man just escaped prison like that. Call scammers what you want. That man is a genius. Scammers like him, I can't help but feel impressed. Like, scammers this smart, I don't know, maybe they deserve the money. I read stories about some of these scammers and the lengths they go and the level of their cons and tricks and becoming rich in the process. That's impressive. I mean, I feel bad for the people that got scammed, but hey, it is what it is. You gotta make a buck somehow nowadays. And I'm not encouraging people to scam others. However, if you do it in a cool way. Like, do a flip while doing it. Do it like how the Wolf of Wall Street does it. They make scamming look so fun in that movie. Shit, some scammers have gotten so good that we've normalized the scam. Like college. It does not need to be as expensive as it is. Paying $40,000 a year after high school out the jump is bonkers. Like, I was just working at McDonald's, and I have to pay you the manager's salary to pay yours? It's not completely a scam since you are getting what you paid for, you know, your gender studies degree, but it's overpriced as balls and not worth what it is. And this $40K tuition ain't even including the housing, food plan, you know, all the stuff that keeps you alive. Nope, you gotta pay for that separately. $10K more each semester. So it's costing me $3K a month to live in these small ass dorms that just has a rock hard bed and a desk. I could get something better at an NYC apartment. At least they were provided. But we just accept it because that's what we're supposed to do after high school. College, you guys are bots. Paying all this money. You should only go to college for degrees that would actually make a difference, like philosophy or liberal arts, not useless degrees like law or medicine. I don't consider you a real doctor unless you got your degree from WebMD. Colleges and universities just be robbing us in plain sight. But you know what that famous saying is? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I'm a dumbass. This leads me to saying this. If you get scammed by an obvious ripoff or scammed and you're a functioning adult, and that's on you. You're the idiot in the situation. There's only so much I can feel bad for. But if you're the type of person to get scammed by a fake celebrity asking you for money, and you're stupid. You deserve to go broke. You have negative IQ. Even a dog knows not to trust anybody. That's why they're always barking and chasing people. But you believe the MILF looking to smash was actually 2 miles away from where you live? Nigga, you're stupid. Like, I can understand how kids and old people can fall for this, because they don't know anything about the internet. Like, I wouldn't want my grandma to fall for this either. But the thing is, my grandma is too smart to get scammed. Y'all just need some smarter grandmas. I can't feel bad for you, because if I was you, I wouldn't feel bad for me. If I was the type of person to buy Ninja's $150 masterclass course on streaming, when I could look up literally everything he's talking about for free on YouTube, I don't blame Ninja. I blame my dumbass for buying it. Ninja just trying to make a buck. That's why I don't really feel bad for those type of people that get scammed. Shit, I got scammed last year, and I put the blame all on me. This happened at Target. Let me explain. So it was in July last year in DC. I was visiting my brother, because why not, we bros. I graduated high school the month before. Hair was growing on my ass. I finally became a man. Anyways, I want to cook spaghetti at his place, because I cook a mean spaghetti. Gordon Ramsay himself would be slurping my spaghetti raw to the bone. I went to Target, got the ingredients, and after I checked out, walking to the exit, a woman approached me speaking very broken English. Señor, un segundo. She then handed me a card with a picture of her family and a note in the back that was completely in English. Hello, my name is whatever, and I just came from a foreign land, but I can't afford the needs of my 2 babies since I can't find a job. Can you please buy me baby formula for me and my babies? I read this and I naively said, aw, that's sad. Of course I'll buy you some baby formula. Now, before anybody comments, aw, my man's simping. He's simping. He only doing this because she's a woman and a MILF. And before any of you little children comment that, this woman did not stand out in any way. I did not look over at her direction or glance. She stopped in front of me. This woman was a hunchback wearing baggy clothes, old looking woman, but I'm assuming she was in her at least early 30s since she had babies. She was kind of wrinkly. She was kind of built like Quasimodo, not gonna lie. Okay, maybe not Quasimodo. She more looked like a hunchback Consuela from Family Guy. So she wasn't really attractive at all. But joke's on me, cause that's exactly my type. I love my woman like Consuela. Anyways, I nodded and said, yeah, I'll buy some baby formula for you. And she was very thankful. She was like, gracias, gracias, thank you, gracias. And she kept saying that as we were walking to the baby formula aisle. And I felt good. I felt like I was doing a good thing. I'm about to get all the blessings. God is about to bless me with $1 billion, a big booby MILF, not her, and a Bugatti. What color is yours? Then we arrived at the aisle in front of the baby formula, and then she went right to it. She started putting a bunch in the cart, and at first I didn't mind it. And then I saw the price. I thought this would be $10 at most each. And then it cost $50 per container. I was flabbergasted, and she was putting more in as I was thinking this. And I was like, whoa, nigga, chill, calm down. And she looked at me and was like, no mas? And I said, no mas, nigga. I don't got that much money. I'm not Jay-Z, man. And at this time, YouTube wasn't paying me. Like, literally, they were not paying me. I was living off the tips off of my last job as a waiter. So I had like $800, $700 in my bank at most. I couldn't afford all this formula. They selling baby formula at this high price as if it's the secret formula. We ended up only getting 6, and it was a long...
WGU's flat rate tuition at your pace formatted generous transfer policy allowed you to earn a degree in less time for less money. Pay about half the cost of the national average for a bachelor's degree. Learn more and get started at WGU.edu.
Walk to the self-checkout. I did not want to buy this. It's all for the blessings. It's all for the blessings. Remember that. The total came out to be $320. And I gave her the formula afterwards, and she was very thankful. Oh, thank you, gracias, thank you, Dios los bendiga, thank you, gracias. And I was all, yeah, whatever. And I walked out of Target. As I was walking back to the apartment, I was half pissed because I just spent $300 on a stranger I ain't even know. I could have got a Nintendo Switch with that money. I could have got a new pair of Jordans with that money. I was upset, but at the same time, the other half of me was kind of happy because I just did a nice act of kindness to a woman in need. I also was thinking, God is gonna give me all the blessings. I just know it. I'm about to be the Pope by the end of the year. Now you're probably asking, well, how did you get scammed? Well, when I went back to the apartment, I told my brother what happened at Target, and he was all, wait, huh? You got robbed? And I said, no, I did the ultimate act of kindness. I'm a saint. Then he gave me one of those skeptical looks you give someone when you know they fucked up, but they don't think they fucked up. He was like, I don't know. What, you think she lied and scammed me? I don't know. I thought to myself again, did I get scammed? But why would they ask for baby formula if I was gonna get scammed? Why not money or something valuable? And I got the receipt, so she can't return nothing. So how did I get scammed? The only way to find out was through Google. And I forgot the exact words I searched up. I think it was homeless person baby formula scam or something. And the first thing that popped up was an article about how it was common for people to trade baby formula in exchange for drugs. Did I just get scammed by a crackhead? Nah, it can't be. I refuse to believe that I got swindled by a crackhead. Because if I do believe it, then I've hit a new low of intelligence. Like, I knew I was stupid. But I need to go back to elementary, man. They taught me not to talk to strangers. And I just brought one $300 worth of baby formula. And all she's gonna do with it is get high. I should have realized this sooner with the power of common sense. I could have put 2 and 2 together. What does the word baby go together with? Crack. Baby. Crack. Crack. Baby. Oh my God, I should have realized this. I got duped. Hoodwinked. I felt my money and my trust were wasted. But after all of that, I still blame myself for getting scammed like that. I mean, I hate that woman too, don't get me wrong. I hope her shit was laced. But I was the dumb one in that situation. I was the one that scammed. She was just doing what scammers do. Look for a gullible victim. And it was me, sadly. And that's why I think some scammers deserve some of the monies they made, cause a dumbasses like me would fall for them. And since I fell for something so obvious, I don't deserve that money. That was a lifetime lesson for me. Never trust a homeless woman ever again. But at the same time, maybe she was legit. Maybe she actually needed help and needed formula for her kids. And although I didn't become the Pope, God did bless me with this YouTube channel and having so many beautiful, smart subscribers that would never get scammed. I just want to say thank you to you. Yeah, you watching. Unless you disliked it, suck my ass. I would hug you if I could, but your arms might not be able to wrap around me. I'm heading out. I love you. And in conclusion, I don't know what the definition of scam is, honestly.
A man who works hard sweats hard.
Old Spice swagger fights sweat. So coach thought I was slacking.
You see this? Pit sweat.
So I trained constantly, took my Old Spice swagger and got a drill named after me. The Dripless Dribble. Broke a record. Broke my leg. Broke my record with a broken leg. Until coach said,
I underestimated you, son.
sometimes a man must overcompensate.
Shall I revere you like the rest of them and call you savior? They need you, Merlin.
Merlin was a myth before our father was even born.
The Pendragon Cycle, Rise of Merlin, now streaming only on Daily Wire Plus.
I love distractions. They help me forget the pain of reality. So video games to me is like a blessing from the heavens itself. They take us to a new world with new opportunities where you could be whoever, with some of them being where you can straight up do whatever you want. It's peak fantasy. It's also a cool pastime. And as a kid, I was a bona fide gamer. I say as a kid because nowadays, other than the usual squad games you play with the homies, I don't really be gaming too much. The only game I really be putting my hours in is Overwatch, and I'm not proud of that. I'm embarrassed. Anyways, that's why I wanted to talk about games that I actually like. Games from my childhood. I'ma just be talking about the games I used to love and play back then. And there might be one or two games that you used to play that I might mention. And if I do mention one, we might be long lost twins. Because some of these games are my favorite of all time and have developed me into the man I am today. So take a seat as I discuss my childhood video games. Okay, you sat? Alright, you gotta stay seated because this video is sponsored. No, you can't leave, you already sat! This video is sponsored by Opera GX, the web browser for gamers. It's designed in a way to enhance your internet surfing and gaming experience, while also making everything about it easier for you. Browsers often use a lot of RAM, especially when having multiple tabs open. But with Opera GX, you can control the amount of RAM and CPU your browser can use. Opera GX also offers and recommends you free-to-play games, a lot of them I think are hidden gems. It can operate every Google Chrome extension, so you can still use all your favorite extensions from your last browser and do them over here. You can also have quick access to ChatGPT on the sideboard, just in case if you need to cheat on a test real quick. Now those are all neat and dandy, but my favorite thing about this browser are the mods. Here you can mod your keyboard with any sound effect you want. There's tons of wallpaper themes that targets anybody's niche. You like anime? They got those. You like memes? They got those too. You like video games? Of course they got video game ones. What do you think? There's a constantly growing library of over 8,000 different mods on here, all free. You can use my link, operagx.gg/degenerosity, to download Opera GX for free today. Links are in the description and pinned comment. Thank you, Opera GX, for sponsoring this video. I've been Team Xbox all my life. Been with them since they sold my mom a new Xbox that didn't even work. Back then, I would play most of my games offline because it took us a minute to even get Xbox Live. By the time we got it, the Xbox One was already coming out. Because of that, I ain't really played games like Halo or Call of Duty. I know they got story modes, but to me, those weren't the main selling points. I wanted to shoot people and talk shit on voice chat. So I played games where the fun wasn't in having a Wi-Fi connection, but connecting with the story and characters. And what better way to do that than with a property you already know front to back? That's why the Naruto games were my shit. I'm pretty sure I copped every single 360 Naruto game besides Storm 2. These games were so lit. I must have played the story mode of Rise of Ninja about 11 times by now. Mainly because it was so short. It only covered up to the Gaara attacking the village. And the game is only told in Naruto's perspective, so they skip a bunch of fights and storylines. Sasuke getting the curse mark skipped. Rock Lee versus Gaara glossed over. Ino versus Sakura, nobody give a fuck about that, but they skipped that too. Jutsus were also annoying AF to do. You had to hold both triggers and do some quick gymnastics with the sticks, holding it down. Thing almost gave me carpal tunnel. Half the missions are following rings, delivering scrolls, and going against these bum filler bandits. But back then, I would eat this up like a chicken Caesar salad without the salad. I love the kind of open worldness of the game, running around the Leaf Village and construction sites. The oaths were cool and stylish, and the ramen delivery missions, now those would make me come back to the game for seconds. These parts of the game went hard, and ain't that hard to impress Kid Me. All this game needed was the Nine Tails transformation and sexy jutsu for my attention. And it has both! I was raving! In terms of nostalgia, the game went hard, but I definitely say the Storm series was a huge improvement, and I say that not as a diss. It's hard to beat Peak. The Ninja Storm series is literally the best thing anime games can offer. Although I've heard a lot of hype for the Dragon Ball ones, and Roblox got some cool games too. But I doubt any of them are better than Ultimate Ninja Generations or Storm 3. I doubt. I also used to play a few Xbox Connect games. Now, when I got the Connect, I genuinely thought this was future technology. Like you can control a game with no controller and just using your hands and feet at the camera? This is some Back to the Future type. I thought we gonna have this technology by the Xbox 720. But here it was, right here. So then we got a few games. Connect Joyride and Connect Adventures. Joyride was so fun, connecting both my hands to the game steering. It felt like I was actually driving a real life car. Granted, I only had the demo, so I did one race and it kicked me out. But I played a race on repeat. Connect Adventures, now this was my favorite Connect game. It was a bunch of outdoor activities I think you see a Boy Scout do. Like water rafting, wipeout, target practice, stuff you would expect. Played this all the time with my brothers. My favorite one of these mini games was the aquarium one, where you had to block the cracks of glass so you don't drown. And me in real life, controlling this game, you'd think I'm a mime. Rafting was fun too, till I got to the parts where I have to jump, because the Connect would never pick up on me jumping. Every time I tried jumping, it just wouldn't register in game. Now I wasn't jumping too high, cause there's 5 other niggas that lived with me, aka my family. And my room was upstairs. I couldn't be jumping around too much or too loud. My mom might have come in and beat my ass for it. So I was doing a bunch of little jumps, you know? But even when no one was home and I was jumping as high as little old me could, the Connect still wouldn't pick it up. This was a problem for all my Connect games, which is why I fell off of it quickly. I had Sonic Freeriders Connect version, and I never finished a single race on that game because it straight up wouldn't connect my body to the Xbox. It wouldn't work, bro. I would try this multiple times and it never worked. And the game was Connect exclusive. You can't play this with a controller. You have to use the Connect, and since that ain't work, the game was useless. It was with this, I realized I ain't want any more Connect games. My mom would say no to me asking for games all the time. I'm not gonna waste a few times she say yes on getting Kung Fu Panda 2 on Connect. I needed a real game. Luckily, one day, the heavens blessed me with not one, but a 4-in-1 disc game. The Sega Dreamcast Collection. Crazy Taxi, Space Channel 5 Part 2, Sonic Adventure, and Bass Pro Shop. Crazy Taxi was crazy. Picking up people that expect me to drive them across the entire city in 30 seconds. And if I'm 2 seconds late, they get out the car while I'm speeding doing 100 on the sidewalks. Like, they need to get to this stop so bad they willing to break all their bones in their body. We was just going to the gas station. Why are you in a rush? But that's what made it fun. Going crazy in a car, hitting pedestrians with no consequences. Sounds like a drunk driver's dream. And little me was inspired by this. This was essentially my GTA before I knew what it was. Great game. If you don't play BD Joe in the game, I don't trust you. Sonic Adventure. I ain't gonna lie, I barely played it. I thought the game looked ugly, and I tried to get into it. I was a big fan of Sonic, which I'll get into later, but I couldn't gel with this game, bro. I hated the way the characters talked. The dialogue would sound so awkward. Their mouths were animated like they had dentures, and the music is great,